Coming off fresh from the other video, where Ryan Long compared woke intersectionalists to racists, now we're coming along to an individual by the name of Sage Steele, who is an ESPN anchor. She was essentially removed from this race special at ESPN because she's deemed not black enough. Now, who deemed this woman not black enough? Was it the white man who did it? Oh no, well, it turns out her colleagues were all black and they think that she is not black enough. And I'm going to explain to you why. Now, if you guys like free speech, I recommend you check out Parler. Recently, I've been noticing that YouTube has been taking out a lot of comments, especially from a lot of my subscribers, who, for some reason, doesn't let me view the comment. It doesn't explain to me why I can't see it. All it says it's unavailable. Now, at first, I thought that the person who wrote the comment deleted it, or they were editing it. That's why I couldn't see it. But but this morning, I found out that one of my subscribers, his comment essentially got deleted by YouTube. I'm thinking, I didn't delete it. And you guys know that I'm a huge supporter of free speech. If you leave a comment, I'm gonna probably respond to it. Because I believe in engaging. I believe in engaging with the viewers. But I'm a huge supporter of free speech, so I never censor out any comments. And usually, like once a week, I check to see which comments are out for review, and I just put approve for everything. I read them, I push approve. Sometimes if it's a lot of them, I just push approve for everything, because I'm a huge supporter of free speech, right? Even if it's something that's negative towards me, I don't care. It's free. It's America. It's free speech, right? But YouTube apparently is taking it into their own hands now, determining what I can see, even though it's my channel, even though it's my video. YouTube is determining what my subscribers and my viewers can and cannot comment. So if you really are supporting free speech, check out Parler. Follow me at Hispanic Fence-Sitter. Parler is a social media platform where it's an alternative to Twitter. You can feel free to express yourself however you see fit, and that's something that I pretty much appreciate from Parler. But again, if you guys want to follow me on Parler, follow me at Hispanic Fence-Sitter. My cover photo is that of my 2 Trump hats, and my profile picture is that of my 3 patriotic hats. But again, let's go back to Sage Steele. Now, Sage Steele was supposed to have an ESPN special, but she was removed because she was not black enough. And here's her response. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, ESPN anchor Sage Steele was iced out of a special for the network regarding race after 2 colleagues of Steele's, who are black, complained that the biracial anchor would not be accepted by the black community, or, as Steele herself described it, she was deemed not black enough. In the previous video, we talk about how the woke individuals and the racists tend to think alike in terms of interracial dating. To the people who are woke, they determine how black are you, right? They determine how much of your race is actually inside of you, right? Now, in my case, my parents are both Hispanic, but the left doesn't view me as a true Hispanic because I believe in American values. I believe in supporting the country, the United States. I believe in the Second Amendment. To the leftists, I am not a true Hispanic because I do not think like they do. Now, the same thing goes for this woman, Sage Steele. She got removed from this spot because the people who run this company, specifically her colleagues, were afraid that the black community would not accept her as a black person. That right there is racist, or there's literally overt racism right there. Why? Because her parents had the courage to date despite having despite having a different race, despite being a different races. They decided to date, have children, start a family, right? Get together, get married. Yeah, because these individuals did something that was considered a crime at the time. This woman is now paying the price for it. Miss Steele said her colleagues told her that she was considered for a special by the executive in charge, Michael Fountain, until 2 of the other on-air personalities involved, Elle Duncan and Michael Eves, I think you pronounce it, complained saying Miss Steele wouldn't be accepted by what they considered the black community. According to the person familiar with her account management, the journal reported Tuesday. The ESPN special was titled "The Undefeated Presence Time for Change. We Won't Be Defeated," and aired on June 24th. It was a reflection on race and sports after the killing of George Floyd by a white police officer in Minneapolis, according to the journal. In a statement to the paper, Steele similarly confirmed the allegations. "I found it sad for all of us that any human being should be allowed to define someone's blackness," the anchor said. "Growing up biracial in America with a black father and a white mother, I have felt the inequities that many, if not all, black and biracial people have felt. Being called a monkey, the N-word, having ape sounds made as I walk by, words and actions that all of us know sting forever. Most importantly, trying to define who is and isn't black enough against Everything goes against everything we are fighting for in this country. Only creates more of a divide. The statement added, and I couldn't agree more, Miss Steele. I couldn't agree more. We're talking about now. Right now, we're seeing the woke progressives dividing people based on race. Black only comedy bars, or comedy clubs. Black only graduations. Hispanic only graduations. Hispanics making only Hispanic foods. Black people cooking only black foods. We're seeing the woke progressives for what they truly are, and that is racist. This woman, because she had a white mother, she was deemed not black enough. That is racist in its entirety. And I will say this again, because I said this in every video. And when I grew up, it wasn't the white man that I was afraid of. It was the Hispanic person, the Hispanic man that I was afraid of. When I was growing up, I grew up in very, very bad places. And you want to know who was always the ones who was ready to stab me, beat me up? It wasn't the white man. It was the Hispanic kid. It was that kid who had the same color as me, threatening me to stab me, kill me, beat me up. Yeah, that was the Hispanic kid threatening me to do those things. It wasn't the white man. It wasn't. A spokesman for ESPN has denied the allegations. Of course they would. They do not want to seem like they're the ones being racist when they try to promote an event that's fighting racism. At the Undefeated, we don't have litmus tests for blackness, said Kevin Morita, Senior Vice President, Editor-in-Chief of the Undefeated. ESPN has a tremendous range of black voices, and we've been honored to work with many of them. We had already talked to Sage a number of times about working together and look forward for that opportunity, Morita added. A joint statement. Duncan and Eves did not directly respond to the accusations concerning Steele. We wish we had more of an hour to include more of many strong voices we had in ESPN. However, we are hopeful that this does not distract from the important message conveyed that night, the pair said. Steele has booked far-left identity politics on numerous occasions. On Tuesday, for example, the sports anchor thanked former NBA star Charles Barkley for calling out people in the black community for expressing the hate toward white and Jewish people, name-checking entertainer Nick Cannon, rapper Ice Cube, and NFL player Deshaun Jackson. Thank you, Charles, Steele captioned in the video, condemning the hate. I think now we know why she got removed. She is not for this whole Black Lives Matter. I don't know if she does support Black Lives Matter, but we all know that she's not a big fan of the leftist identitarian woke progressives, or I like to call them regressives. She's not a big fan of them. So now we might know why she got removed. But here goes to show you that the people who are chanting to end racism are the ones who will determine how black you are, how Hispanic you are, and will dictate that only you stick to your own people. If you are black, you can only date black people. If you're Hispanic, you can only date Hispanic people. If you're Hispanic, you can only eat Hispanic foods, and you can only eat at Hispanic-owned restaurants that serve Hispanic foods. This right here, this right here should actually stop. This right here should show you that the leftists are the real racists, not the conservatives. But again, some people refuse to acknowledge this. They do not want their truths to be destroyed. They would rather listen to a sweet lie than the horrible truth. And like many people do not want to hear, many people do not want to realize that the movement they're supporting are actually advocating for racism and segregation, just like time of Jim Crow. Just like the Democrats back in the day who were supporting segregation and were supporting and they were against interracial marriage. And even then they're still doing it now. They just find another way to hide it through behind compassion. But let me know what you guys think. You think Sage Steele was actually removed from her post, from her position because she was deemed not black enough? Do you think that the leftists are the real racists out there? And what do you think of Sage Steele in general? Do you know who she is? Do you follow her on Twitter? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in a bit in regards to another incident regarding education. This one in Florida. I'll see you guys in a bit.